Okay, friend, you made it day 3 of Habit Loop Bootcamp. I hope you have been excited about the possibility of what this simple action can do for you mentally, physically, emotionally, all the things. So let's get into our final day, day 3 of building out that habit loop. We're going to talk about the reward cycle to ensure your habits stick. Remember, you can also listen to this on the private podcast feed linked in your email as well. Now, friends, this is probably the hardest part of the habit loop, so make sure we're listening closely. Again, if you need some higher level habit strategy and help from me, grab the pod course, use the code LOOP for $20 off. I've already made it like really affordable, and there's even a split payment plan available if that works best for you in this season of life that you are in. Or we can schedule a free discovery call to talk about one-on-one coaching and those options linked in the show notes as well, and your email. So we talked about the cue. We created the actual habit, the routine. Now let's talk about the reward. This strengthens the habit over time. You have to do this step, girlfriend. You have to. Now, let's recap some action steps that I asked you to take. Created your cue, your routine. Did you do that? If you didn't, it's okay. You got time. Like sit here and just go through your head. What is that cue going to be? Time, location, and emotion. What's that habit going to be? What works in this season of life that you're in right now? We dig deeper into like specifically like what habits should I be choosing right now and the capacity that I have right now inside of the course, and especially with one-on-one coaching. Now, I love this habit. Of course, I had to include one from James Clear, author of Atomic Habits. Your brain has far more neural circuitry allocated for wanting rewards. So your brain is just this big circuit of neurons. They're all working together as you're creating all these habits you already have set in your head. Your brain is has circuits for the reward. That is what closes the circuit. That's what closes the habit loop to actually make it happen. This is the most crucial part of the habit loop, but this is honestly the hardest part that we skip. Rewards can be anything from a feeling of accomplishment to a physical sensation. It can actually even be like getting yourself something. This triggers the brain to remember the habit loop and reinforce the behavior, making it more likely to be repeated in similar situations, more likely for it to be automatic, where you don't have to think about it. And that is what we need, right? So why is this so hard for us? Well, we really dig deeper into this within the atomic habit hacking system that we teach, but really, we're such nurturing people. We praise everyone else before ourselves, right? We're so quick to tell your kid or your spouse or even a girlfriend, like, I'm so proud of you. Way to go. Why don't we say we're proud of ourselves? Reward, sometimes we create the reward, but maybe sometimes it's the opposite of the habit, right? Maybe you've been focusing on eating more fruits and vegetables and upping your protein, eating your pros, like we like to say, that I learned from one of my friends on the podcast. And so after 30 days, you're like, well, I'm going to reward myself with a big dessert buffet to celebrate. Is that really supporting that habit you created for yourself? Or maybe you've been trying to walk every day for 10 minutes. So you reward yourself by not walking for a whole week. Like, it doesn't make sense. The reward doesn't support the habit. Or this is a big one. We have a lot of guilt, or we just don't trust ourselves. We've been in this constant habit loop, or loop, if you will, of stopping and starting, starting and stopping, stopping and starting, all these new habits. Our brain is telling us that, like, the data shows, like, we're not good at making our habits stick. So why even try? Okay. So a bonus habit hack I want you to think about. I really teach a 21-day plan in my course to make it more sustainable and reasonable and get you some quick results. I know 21 days doesn't feel long, but it feels maybe long, like you want instant results, but like you get instant results and then within 21 days is boom, massive. But we teach a 21-day reward cycle with intentional rewards each week. So every week you get it's a total of 3 rewards. So one week maybe you're trying to drink more water, so you buy yourself like a cute water bottle to celebrate tracking that for the week. Maybe the second week you find yourself when you're going to drink more water, every time you fill up your water bottle, you're like, thank you. I'm so proud of you for doing this. The final reward on week 3 is maybe you put it out there. You want that external validation. You just even just share with your girlfriend, like, girl, I just tracked and was able to get in so many ounces of water throughout the week. I'm super proud of myself. And they'll be like, let's go. Let's go, right? So it's simple like that. So let's talk about some actual rewards. So it could be a physical sensation or pleasure. So exercise, endorphins. It's like that quote from Elle Woods, right? Exercise gives you endorphins. Endorphins make you happy. Happy people just don't kill their husbands. I think I've created a reel on that before on Instagram. You can find it on my IG at Emily Nichols too. So actual physical sensation or pleasure. So after completing a workout, the reward might be the rush of endorphins, resulting in a feeling of accomplishment or that runner's high or that workout high, right? We know what we're talking about. You get in the car and you're just like, I feel so much better. Or you get in the shower and you're like, I feel like I'm going to be productive. Or maybe it's a taste satisfaction. So eating a healthy meal might provide the reward of actually enjoying delicious flavors and feeling physically energized by the colorful foods that you're eating. It could be emotional satisfaction. So accomplishment, finishing a task or a workout can give you a big sense of achievement, leading to a feeling of pride or satisfaction. Like I always do this with meal prep. Anytime I do a little meal prep for myself, when I eat it the next day, I literally say out loud, my dog always looks at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, oh, Emily, from the past, thank you so much for doing this. You saved my butt today. Stress relief, right? So engaging in meditation or deep breathing exercises might result in a feeling of calmness and reduced stress, serving as a reward for a habit as well. Or maybe there's social rewards. Maybe you want positive feedback. So sharing progress on social media. I have so many of my Orange Theory members that share like their stats and tag me on their stories. I love shouting them out. And receiving supportive comments and likes can serve as a reward. Just be careful with social media, as we talk about a lot. And then quality time, maybe spending quality time with loved ones after completing a routine might be a reward. You know, we all crave that sense of connection. Intrinsic motivator. So personal growth. So learning a new skill might be rewarding in itself, providing a sense of progress and personal development. You know, like after you finish listening to a fun personal development book or even a fun book where you're learning anything. Feeling energized. So engaging habits like drinking water, taking short breaks might result in feeling more energized and focused. And that acts as just a natural reward, right? Or maybe it's external reinforcements you need, like tangible rewards. So like offering oneself a small treat for completing a habit. Maybe you have a piece of dark chocolate or you watch your favorite TV show. It can kind of reinforce the behavior. Now, I love a piece of dark chocolate, just don't eat the whole bag, especially those miniature ones, right? Or gamification. So using apps or systems that reward points or badges for completing habits can really give you a sense of reward. Like everyone loves using like your watch to see like you've tracked your steps or closed your rings. Just be careful with that too. So I wanted to share some of my own personal examples of rewards because I've had to work really hard on this. And these are some that I have used for years after I went through my own physical, mental, emotional, spiritual transformation back in 2015 and started helping folks in 2016. I tell myself thank you a lot. I tell myself thank you. It feels good to feel proud of yourself. And I think a lot of times we don't really feel proud of ourselves. So literally like telling myself, thank you for taking care of you today. It goes a long way. You're creating a new circuit in your brain. And unfortunately, we talk a lot of trash about ourselves to ourselves, right? We just do the mom guilt, the stress, the comparison, like that's a lesson for a whole nother day. But telling yourself thank you can go a super long way. So actually say it out loud. Leaning into the feeling after a workout, like I say this a lot in my classes. If you've ever done a live fitness class with me, I'll have them stop as they're going through and stretching and be like, how do you feel? Like giving them a few minutes after coming down off the high, and like maybe they're like, oh my gosh, I was dying, but more so like, I feel better. Maybe they came in with a lot of stress, or I feel like I'm going to be so productive, or thank you for taking care of myself today. I really lean into that. And then lastly, a reward I do is tracking. Okay. This is a higher level habit strategy we teach inside of our programmings. Tracking allows you to look at the facts, not just the feelings. And it's kind of like that age old thing where you write a to-do list and you write something down that you've already done just because it feels so good to like check it off the list. I love tracking because it gives me that reward. Now, this takes practice and this takes patience. Those are three personal rewards that are so automatic for me now that I feel like I have actually recircuited my brain. So let me give you another client example. I hope these are useful for you. Please let me know via email or tag me on Instagram or whatever if these are helpful. I love to share how I do some customized habit loops for my clients, just to give you an idea of how this can be used in your own personal life. So this client is a 38-year-old mom of two kids, 6-year-old boy, a 9-year-old girl, married. She works 40 plus hours a week as an admissions director at a private school. So she has a very busy and stressful job. Her goal is exercise. The obstacles, she really struggles to put herself first and often feels stressed, and she emotionally eats and gets sedentary. She's had seasons where she's eating well and very fit, but then her job has been very stressful. Like, I get that, right? Do you ever feel like you get in that season of your life where it's just so overwhelming and you want to take care of yourself, but you are just paralyzed? You cannot move one more inch. I feel that in my soul. Habit loops will help you take action. They'll help automate it for when you're not motivated, because then you'll be disciplined. It takes time though. Now, some notes she gave me. Her husband would love to do a quick workout with her in the mornings. I love that. And she thinks that she can make lunches at night to give them a little bit more time, because now she's making her lunches in the morning for her kids. She has dumbbells at home. She can't do anything during workday or at lunch. So morning is it. So let's talk about these habit loops. And I'm going to really dig deep into the reward part of it. Okay. So the first habit loop I created for this client was her cue was go to the bathroom. Her workout clothes are already going to be laid out. The routine is home workout with her husband. The reward is she feels connected to her husband. It's that emotional, intrinsic, even a little external, right? Having that accountability partner of your husband to help you. And plus, she gets that dopamine hit that her workout's already done. Hopefully, that carries on throughout her workday as well. She had a whole hour before her kids woke up to make the time to work out with her husband. I always say utilize YouTube. There's so many free workouts. I do personal training with folks too that need that little extra oomph. And a workout could literally be 15 to 20 minutes, which is like 1% of your day. And doing that with her husband, I love that he wants to do that with her. Habit loop number 2, morning and mindset. Her cue is her alarm goes off. Routine is to journal, pray, or use a morning meditation affirmation app like Calm or Headspace. There's free and paid versions of those apps. I love those. A lot of my clients use those. The reward is you feel calm and ready to start your day. And I like apps like that too, because there's a gamification and tracking part of it as well. I'm suggesting she does this before she opens her inbox, because on her schedule audit, she listed her alarm went off and she would open her inbox. Like, girl, what is our first thing we usually do? Our alarm goes off, we pick up our phone and we start scrolling, or we open up our inbox. Stop giving away yourself before the day even starts, right? Do something for you before you give away your time to others, because you're going to be doing it all throughout the rest of the day. Plus, she's probably striking her stress levels first thing in the morning, too. Stop giving away yourself to others and to even just social media first thing in the morning. Delay it as much as possible. And then that third habit loop was some evening mindset. So her cue is her kids get ready for bed. I recommended she start this about 15 minutes earlier. I know bedtime can be a whole ordeal, right? I get it. Routine is make their lunches, but have your kids help you. Kind of like I mentioned the other day, I'm big onto having your kids help you, helping them create some healthy habits, helping them take the load off, a little connection time. The reward is she feels prepared, One less decision to make in the morning. She's teaching her kids some responsibility. She mentioned on her form getting her kids lunches in the evening. So let's do that. That way she has more time in the morning to have that workout time with her husband. I love it. So this is all emotional, physical, intrinsic. This all becomes automatic. These routines, these cues, routine rewards are so itty bitty, but it adds up. So it's time for you to take action. You got your cue, you got your routine set. So now what is the reward? I want to dig a little deeper though. How will you track it? You can get a habit tracker that we offer here inside of our program. Or you can think about just getting a pad of paper and a pencil. You can put it on a Post-it note. You can put it on your Google Calendar. You can do a lot of clients that do like their notes app, and you can do check boxes on there, which is really satisfying. How will you reward yourself each week? I gave you examples earlier of drinking that water. Get a water bottle. Really take that accountability with your friend, so on and so forth. And think of how does this impact others? This is that higher level atomic habit hacking system at work. A lot of times, you hear people say, what is your why? Like dig deeper into your why. And we as women, since we have to do habits differently, it feels very selfish to be like, well, I want to do this for me because ABC. If you do start with, I want to do this to be more patient and present or have more connection with my spouse or blah, 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 eventually that will become secondary because you'll start to build so much momentum and confidence. You're like, I am doing this for me. And you're going to have a much bigger why for yourself and those kids and your spouse, your friends, your relationships, your work, everything else around you. Now, a bonus habit hack. I want you to think of an if-then plan, right? Because sometimes I'll send them some customized habit loops, and then they'll be like, oh, great, I can't wait to do these. I check in a week later. And I'm like, how's it going? And a lot of times they're like, I haven't started them. I get that. I totally get that. So I want you to make an if-then plan. If I am not able to do this habit loop, then I will do this. So maybe it's focused on movement. You're going to do like a half an hour workout each day. Maybe that is within your capacity. If I am not able to work out for 30 minutes, then I will do a 5-minute stretch before bed. What that does is still triggering in your mind that you are doing something, because doing something is better than nothing. Even if it's literally like 1 minute, like maybe you're trying to journal every day and you're not able to, I'm going to do 1 minute of box breathing. Like, this is still automating and triggering your brain that you are doing the habit. So let's go. I can't wait to hear about the habit loop that you have created. For real, reply to this email and let me know what you are going to do. I will have some accountability for you because I will check in with you in a few days to see how it's going. I've already explained the Healthy Habits Accelerator pod course to you. You only have a few days left to use the code LOOP for $20 off. In 21 days, my friend, this is higher level habit strategy that is going to take it to the next level. Or if you're like, Emily, I just I need more accountability. I had my biggest business breakthrough when I was working one-on-one with a coach. Click the link below and we can talk about what that looks like. You have that worksheet, the Healthy Habits cheat sheet, if you actually want to write out your habit loop. I think that's often really helpful to help you do that as well. I'll leave you with this quote today. Your habits will determine your future. Let me say that again. Your habits will determine your future. And I know you want to be the best version of you. And I know you're tired of dieting, and I know you're tired of starting and stopping, but I can guarantee you, friend, this is the key. All you got to do is get this small win with a habit loop and just watch what happens. This is Atomic Habits for Women at Play. So I'm sending you a great big hug. Like I said, I wanted to help you build momentum and confidence. I want you to let me know how you're doing. You can email me anytime, send me a message on Instagram. Like seriously, if you're having trouble, email me and let me know and see how I can habit hack this for you. You can even message me, like I said, on Instagram at EmilyNichols22. Of course, keep listening to Habit Hack Your Health for even more weekly Amazing, amazing guests. More master classes are coming every quarter. And of course, Habit Hack Thursday every week with really specific habit loops to help you take action. So, like I said before, regardless if we work together or not with that higher level habit strategy inside of the course or one-on-one coaching, I am so rooting for you. So let me know what habit loop you are creating. I can't wait to hear all the momentum and all the confidence and what other habit loops you'll start creating from here. Way to go, you survived Habit Loop Bootcamp.